Hi, hello, Nature Connected family. How are you all? So, I hope you have been enjoying all these wonderful Insta lives. And today we have another one, and we are really approaching towards our kind of grand finale of this Insta live. And our last guest is going to be such an exciting one. So, today we have a very dear friend of mine, and let's first invite her so that we can join the conversation, so that we can start the conversation. And we are being joined by Eva. Okay, so Eva, can you see how you are appearing?
Yes, yes. Hi, Fatima. Just a second. Just a second.
Yeah.
I have a holder that's only for the horizontal.
Can you play some book or something like that?
Yeah, I'll do
So
that.
that
Just a second.
we can see you.
Uh, uh, uh. How about that?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Okay,
Can you
there
hear
we
me
go.
clearly?
Yes.
Okay, I can hear you clearly as well. So I think we
Beautiful.
can start, and we are joined by a couple of people. So thank you so much for saying yes to this Insta Live and coming on this platform and sharing these very simple yet very empowering questions with me. So I am naturally Fatma, and I'm nature connected lifestylist. My work is all around connecting your own self, connecting yourself through different nature elements like sun, soil, plants, and air, and through a self-love journey. And I have recently curated a self-love journey called Relax with Roses. And this Insta Live series is basically an initiation towards that self-love journey, because here in Pakistan and even in other countries, people to opt for a path on self-love is like a very noble idea, and they are really not very much ready towards what it is, what it is all about, and all. So this was something, a very important question which I felt that I should explore with people around me, with loved ones around me, that what is their happy place, because it's only if they feel happy and if they feel good about it, they can opt for themselves for a self-love journey. So here we are. So Eva, so Eva has joined us from UK, and she is a sovereignty and embodiment coach. And before we start our conversation, Eva, I would really like you to introduce yourself and give us a little introduction about your work.
Sure. Thank you so much for introduction. And I absolutely love the work you're doing. I totally resonate. So what I do is I help heal childhood trauma. I work with men and women because a lot of our suffering, or majority of our suffering, stems from childhood trauma. That's why many people globally don't even know they're being traumatized, and that's the reason why
Mhm.
they suffer. So what I take men and women onto is the journey into their own consciousness, into their own subconscious mind, where they can go and face themselves deeply, meet themselves deeply, all the painful places, all the angry places, all the places of regret and sorrow. And but each time we go into those places, we find God, we find goodness, we find love, we find this grace that is always there. So I facilitate these journeys for people to truly get to know who they are, to truly get to know the kingdom of God within us. And when I say it, I really mean it. It's not the concept, it's not a religious thing. It's really like we have divine origins, and we were not told about this. okay? And it's time now we are going through transition as humanity on a collective level, where we need to do the inner work to get to know our true origins and really live our lives from that beautiful sacred space.
Wow, I mean, I think this is the way you call yourself. This is really a very sacred work you are doing, and I think this is so much needed, specifically in this post-COVID world. I mean, in this post-COVID world, when we are moving towards new structures, we are moving towards new way of lives, new ways of doing businesses. If one has not done this inner work, I think it is really difficult to situate ourselves in the current scenario. So thank you so much for doing this work. So I mean, so definitely, Eva, when you are in this field and you are helping a lot of people, so you must have been following a journey of your own since childhood. So if I ask you that what comes to your mind when I say this word, that what's your happy place? So what comes to your mind, that how would you define this concept of or this notion of happy place?
Thank you so much for touching on this subject. I think it's really, really important, and it can be different things, right?
Yeah.
You can look at things externally, you can look within, but I can say for my journey, let's say 10, 15 years ago or 20 years ago, I'm now in my 40s, my happy place was outside of me, because living in my body was too painful. So I was not, I didn't find so much happiness within, and as I did without, through traveling, engaging with people, I would say fully living life in the capacity I was able back then, but I didn't know that a lot, like a big part of it was actually me running away from my feelings. And now 20, 15, 10 years forward, I had to go within, because I was suffering so much that I had to go within and meet myself deeply, feel myself, transmute, alchemize all those feelings and emotions into the grace, into peace, into what I said earlier, kingdom, that is in here, the sacred place where I'm now really anchored. So the happy place now is very different from 20 years ago. The sacred place, the happy place, is me being deeply feeling myself, breathing into my body, into my womb. It's this internal anchor that nobody can take you away, regardless of what's happening in the external world. Like the whole world can fall apart, and you have this grace here. It's like God is holding you like a little baby. You feel, like this. Yeah.
I mean, I really like the way you have described it, that, I mean, for example, 10, 15 years back, your happy place was outside yourself. And now your happy place is inside yourself. This is such a beautiful way of unpacking this notion, because the way we have been brought up, the way we have been, our minds have been standardized around job, around career, and you get a life partner, and you get to study there, and you get to live there, stuff, blah, 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 blah. And all these things are really actually in external. And the whole thing which is missing in this picture is you, your own self. So beautifully put together. Thank you so much, Eva. So what do you, if I ask you now, right now, in this moment, in this phase of life, that what are those moments, spaces, or relationships, or situations you feel that if this combination of thing is around you, or if this combination of thing is in the picture, then that moment of life or that space of life is complete, is full. You get a feeling of fullness, and you don't need anything in that moment anymore. So
I feel these moments are very spontaneous. The ones that are really, blissful, that really hit your heart and makes you cry. I feel they kind of, yes, you can help yourself to go there, definitely. Let's say how I do that would be, I absolutely love lying here on the floor. There's something with the floor in my flat, or I would just lie down to beautiful orchestral or film music. Hania Rani, Patrick Watson, Ludovico Einaudi. I just lie down and it's like a full surrender of my body, of my nervous system. Everything really comes down and I'm in this space of, I don't know, it's like a disappearance, but it's totally blissful, ecstatic space of, I'm so happy now and so fulfilled I can die. Like if I die now, I've fully lived. So that would be one of the moments or what I do. Then I have things like waking up early to go down on the beach and meet the sunrise. Yeah, and I sun gaze, like we are luminous, we have the light body. So it's like you have this full transmission of, you know, the sun, of life, of God. So I absolutely love this type of moments that I can do for myself. Absolutely, absolutely. Like, and I'm so blessed for this to have really few, not many, less than 5, but really, really good friends. You're one of them. So much. Yeah, so grateful really for these deep connections that we're weaving, where really can meet each other deeply with everything we are, with, you know, good, the bad, and the ugly. Like really see ourselves through the illusions and all of that, to who we truly are, and really love ourselves, care for each other, love ourselves, love each other. Care. There's a lot of care for each other and encouragement to step into bigger version of you. Yeah, to have the courage to, like, we're amping each other up, and I find this so beautiful and so needed. We need this. Everybody needs this. Yeah.
Beautiful. I think beautifully put together, because all of the things you have mentioned are like so available to you right now in this moment. I mean, this is something which I have been feeling coming again and again in my previous Insta lives, but those moments or situations are like so simple, and yet so you're so available all the time. It's just that if I'm aware about my need, and if I'm aware about, okay, this is how I feel complete, or how I feel full, and I can just go and have that feeling within myself. So what do you think, Eva, that role, what is the important role this happy place play in your overall life? For example, if this happy place is absent, it is not there. So if there is somebody, a person who doesn't know that what this happy place is actually, so what do you think will that person or you will miss from the life, or what will be less, what less will happen, or what will not good happen? I don't, this is only I can try to phrase this question. So yeah, what is the
No, please.
role of this happy place? How does it contribute in in the overall fullness and richness of life?
This is a really good question, and I feel it's so important one. Like, because if we don't find our happy, and I would even, let's say you say it, you call it a happy place, which is beautiful, and I understand for your culture totally. Yeah, it's an important word that you're using. I just want to say this because I think it's relevant here. I used to chase happiness outside of me. Now, when I think happy place, it's not actually that happy, like, oh, you're excited. It's not that fleeting kind of energy. It's very grounded. It's very peaceful, and it's deep joy. It's very quiet. Yeah. So when we talk about a happy place, or the like, yeah, why is it important? If you are not anchored in that, you will live your life from your monkey mind, which is infused with programs of society, what other people think. Like, if you go and observe your thoughts throughout the day, you'll see 99% of it, it's not yours. You read it on social media, you read it, somebody told, yeah, your relative, father, mother, friend, television, whatever. Monkey mind is filled with, one is programming, conditioning, societal conditioning, which is not who we truly are. And the second one is trauma-based, like inner critic, negative thoughts that try to put you down. Allow it all day long, tell you shit stories, yeah? But this is not who you are. So for you to be in a happy place is important. You go beyond the monkey mind and meet yourself deeply, deep beyond the mind. It's the great beauty of your soul, of God, or yeah, whatever God represents to you. But it's important to do this journey from the monkey mind over analysis, just logic, run life, into the sacredness, the relaxation, the flow of life, yeah, the creativity, it's like feminine, masculine dancing. It's totally different energy. And if we don't live from that space, it's like you're on a deathbed, not knowing who you truly are, not truly living yourself, your truth, your true colors. You didn't bring yourself to the table. So it's so important for us to be anchored in something deeper than the monkey mind. Like I show the body, the soul, the heart as the portal into our divinity. Yeah.
So what what I'm getting is for anybody and a general audience, it is like that if this place is missing, there's a curtain. There's a curtain of your own personality, and behind that curtain, you are a different person. You are your fullness or richness of your own personality is behind that curtain, and the monkey mind is basically in front of that curtain. And if only one is able to know that this curtain exists and able to pass through it, I mean, that's the way. That is exactly one can enjoy happiness, and that's I think. Otherwise, because yeah, this is very important that you're saying that you are on deathbed and you really don't know who you are. That's
Yeah.
really such an
And
important. Yeah.
may I add something here? I think you said it so well. It's veiled. You live with a veil, yeah? Veil of
Yeah.
the external world that's been put upon you. And
Yeah.
how maybe if we can access this deeper space, the happy space, if you want to do it for a short space of time, you go into silence, into meditation. It doesn't need to be long. It depends how loud is your mind. But if you want to really be anchored in that space, like you are in it every day, most of the time, you need to do the inner work. It's like you need to heal the trauma. There is no, I don't see any other way than that, than doing that.
So moving on, Eva, that in your whole day, obviously you would definitely be following a daily schedule and all. So in your whole day, what do you think is that one thing or one act or one practice which you do for your own self and for your own happiness, for your own contentment, which is like which is like breath. I mean, this is one thing which you have to do in the whole day. It is in your schedule, fit in your schedule. So what is that one thing?
Totally. Yeah. It's usually every morning. You said one practice. I will fuse two into one because that's what I actually do. One is short meditation, sitting in silence, the best time when the sun is coming up because they're very good energies. You can tune into your spiritual space much more easy and you get a lot of downloads. This one, and then after that I dance. It's like I just move my body however it wants with the music that feels right, and I try to feel everything that's here. Move if there's anything there. Yeah, if I cry. But however, meet myself in the body, meet my animal. Yeah, where I feel like then energetically I'm awakened and I'm ready and I'm yeah. So that's my tuning in, and that's my happy place. Absolutely dancing. Yeah.
Love it. I mean, we should do this together sometime, you know? Seriously.
Afternoon.
Seriously, I mean, dancing is something, yeah, it is so close and so relevant to me. It like takes me in a second. It's like takes me within my happy place. Yeah, here I am, meeting myself, whoever I am, whatever I am, however I look. Yeah. So
Exactly.
okay.
And there's a
So
lot of playfulness there and innocence and all of that. It's like, yeah, your experiential, you're like a child. I don't know, it just feels so beautiful. Yeah. Sorry, I
yeah.
feel like interrupted.
Exactly. So, so Eva, moving on to our last question. So, for our followers or our listeners who are currently listening it or who will be catching it as a replay, what one suggestion you would like to give them to incorporate this happy place within their day-to-day life, or if somebody has not even thought about this thing till now in their life, so at least their mind start thinking on that terrain, or of, yeah, this is something which is really important, which is something which you should spend some time in the whole day for yourself. So what is that one suggestion you would like to give to your followers, my followers, anybody who listens, catches this replay afterwards?
I just one, three things dropped. Like,
All welcome, all welcome.
yeah, okay. So one would be definitely silence. Just spend some time, 5-10 minutes a day with yourself. That's it. No external stimulus. Really connect to your breath, and that's it. Yeah, that would be one. The simplest one, doesn't take a lot of time and not hard to do. Second one, definitely focus on things you love doing, because those things, whether that be painting, singing, dancing, takes you out of this space, out of the logic, out of the being plugged into the matrix, into the external world. Yeah. And what was the third one? The third one is harder, to go on a dopamine detox. No social media, no television, no stimulus, no porn, no alcohol, no drug, no nothing. Really, clean your slate and see who is like, what's happening here. How do you feel? Like, yeah. This is the hardest, but if you can do this, let's say for people who would be ready for this, do it maybe on Sunday, one day off of everything, and see yourself, how do you feel and what's happening. Yeah. And ideally incorporate more of that into your life, because that's what your true energy will start to come through, and your ideas and your inspirations and your downloads and your creativity and what you truly want, your desires, like everything. Your life starts to come through rather than you being bombarded by the external. You need to give space for your being to breathe, to do stuff, to explore, yeah, who you are.
That's wonderful. I think that is really something which, and I've seen a number of people doing this when they say that we are going off our social media and all. But yeah, social media. If we say social media, it's like just one thing which we are into and spending our time or using as a coping strategy or something like that. But there are so many things. I mean, so many things which we get involved ourselves into, but we are truly not there, truly not present there. And that's when you do that kind of a detox. So you are truly present with your own self in all your shades, whatever they are, and embracing it. So that is such a, I think, such a wonderful suggestion, which I think any of our listeners would love to experiment at least once. I think that is really meaningful. So thank you so much, Eva, for sharing these so tender pieces from your heart. I mean, so they are so meaningful for me in such that I really feel that I would take some bits and pieces from this conversation and use it in this Relax with Roses program. This is so beautiful. So before I think we part with, I would really like you to tell us about the programs which you offer, any sessions or programs which you offer, so that if anybody is looking for, or they might in future they look for something like that, so they can go for it and they can find you. So where they can find you, so just tell us about you.
Thank you so much for giving space for this. Yeah. So I just put together 1-year program. I thought it's going to be 9 months. It turned out to be 12 months, but it's a deep journey into healing your childhood wounds, like betrayal, abandonment, humiliation, injustice, loss, to really go into places where we're still hurting, and to alchemize and transmute them into, then doing as I said, the journey from your monkey mind, how I call it, into the kingdom of heaven, into more of who you are. So you get to know yourself much more, your purpose, why you're here, what is truly yours, and how you're supposed to live in alignment with the truth of your being, with God, how God made you, and so on. So it's a beautiful sacred journey where we're moved to tears, and I also cry there with clients, like if it helps, like, Yeah, it's like a lot of grace there, a lot of grace. So that will be 12 months for men and women. Her
Oh, it is for men as well. Okay.
also, one is her resurrection and one is his resurrection. My soft spot is to work with women who are sexually and narcissistically abused.
Okay.
Yeah, to help them go out of struggle and get to know their royalty, their grace, their honor. Yeah, they claim all the innocence and all of that back. And for the masculine, also for sexual, narcissistic, whatever type of abuse. And for men, feel like to help them to go also from the boys into true manhood. Yeah, the honorable men that they are. Really help them step into that energy. And that's the long frame. And then I have a shorter frame of 3 months, which is totally focused only on core wounds and however much we can do in those 12 sessions.
Okay, wonderful. So, I mean, the programs are for both males, I mean, for women and men both, and they can find you here on your Insta, or they can come contact you on your website or something like that.
Best to get in touch with me on Instagram or Facebook.
Okay, okay, wonderful.
Yeah, Eva
Oh,
Tashi or Sovereign Being. Yeah, you can find me there.
wonderful. So, thank you so much, Eva. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
being here, for sharing this
Mm.
space with me. This is a very tender and joyful space for me, which I created for my own self and for all the people around me. And so all of you are, this Insta Live series is about to conclude. We will hopefully be having our grand finale of this Insta Live series tomorrow, and you will soon get to know about who is with us tomorrow. So stay tuned, and after that we will be sharing or formally launching our Relax with Roses self-love journey. So thank you so much. And thank you for sharing your energy with us. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Fatima. Really, I enjoyed it a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.